Hi, it is Mark Stewart, and had I gotten a chance to speak last night, it was about this. So hopefully, Hyacinth, you can pass this on to anyone who'd be interested. It was 3 minutes about two things that every one of us can do for the very concerns raised last night and in the prior 4 meetings that I've attended this year. Hyacinth said things move slowly. Yes, it's frustrating. Officer Matt said we don't have sufficient staffing in the HPD. Well, consider us as the police force's extension. And my first ask is that every one of us know how and maybe when to use the photography on our cell phones. That videography, real easy, make sure you know where the button is for video to tape record, and maybe even record your voice to describe what's happening as you see it. So that becomes evidence for the police, possibly evidence for a prosecutor. After the scene is ended, then the still photographs of what you see around are worth taking snapshots of. All right, my other thing was to address how everything that's been mentioned with negativity could be changed fairly quickly. Yes, in the next year. Homelessness, blight, noise, bullying, stolen cars, stolen car parts, dangerous drivers, pop-up parties, drug dealing, prostitution, and, Hyacinth said it, restitution to families that have been victimized. Our best way is possibly being a posse standing for protecting our streets, schools, and events, that's on the lookout for every one of these things, has liaisons to officers like Matt when things are dire emergency, but also is forceful in the legislature. Okay, I represent several candidates, none of them incumbents. Okay, sorry, Ed, good guy, and there's still a way to vote for Ed the right way. But I think the right way everywhere else, okay, where there's an incumbent running who just hasn't greatly improved our lives, it's time to vote against, okay? There are other parties, not just Republican, to challenge the Democrat incumbents, okay? There are other governor candidates. There are other legislative candidates, not in the 6th district, but look elsewhere in Hartford, and there are. We are becoming a third world country, okay? Government is slower than ever. Corporations don't put humans on the phone when we have something to ask. Schools are unresponsive. Police, they are responsive, but understaffed. The people in government could dramatically change things, but only with a big wake-up call. Ed, your party has changed, okay, dramatically. You are being led by woke elites, and even though I don't think you're one of them, and Governor Lamont isn't one of them, by your silence and not standing up to the far left that are taking a whip to us, it's equally bad. I hope people will vote for a challenger. If you really like Ed, vote for him on the Working Families Party line, okay? They're insurgents. They're better than the same old statists that have kept the same state of affairs and haven't really made a big effort to change. Larry, who was in attendance, I think he deserves a vote. Everyone in your orbit who is not an incumbent deserves a vote against those who just haven't moved things far enough or fast enough. By the way, if none of the other things I've mentioned above is bothersome, I think most things going on in schools, if you have kids or grandkids, should be bothersome, and there's a simple remedy for that. It's called school choice. I'm hoping to be the next governor's school choice administrator, whether that's Stefanowski or Lamont. I am Mark Stewart. If you did want to stay in touch, it's stewartforliberty@gmail.com. Stewartforliberty.com is the website. Thanks, Hyacinth. Thank you all for listening.